That's why we are here. 1.5 hours training for Healy, starters training, compensation plan training, whatever you like to call it. Just don't call it a product training, because that's not what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about business and hopefully give you some tips and tricks to build your business even bigger and better than you already are doing, because it's awesome what you guys are doing. I'm amazed about what's happening in the United States, and in such a short amount of time what you guys have accomplished. So I think it's about time to give you a compliment for that as well. So give yourself a little tap on the shoulder, because what you're doing is what you're doing is awesome. So I see some new faces here on the screen. Perhaps they don't know me, so let me introduce myself just a little bit so you know who that crazy guy is playing the music and singing funny. Well, I'm CJ, I'm from the Netherlands, 47 years old and involved with Healy since the beginning, February 2019, currently holding the rank of Vice President. And here tonight to help you grow your business bigger and better, because that's my job. And today I want to do a little bit of the compensation plan, give you a little bit of a structure and a roadmap how you can build your business from scratch if you're new here. And of course, we have an awesome promotion going on. And I want to give you some tips from my experience, how you can maximize that promotion for yourself and benefit the most out of it. So that will be a little bit of the game plan for today. Try to finish in an hour, 1.5 hours today, so that perhaps you can see something of the Super Bowl if this is of interest to you. Well, on the other side of the wall, there is a television and there is Super Bowl on it. So, but I'm here, and that's the commitment that I gave. So that's why I'm here. Let's see. Let me share my screen with you guys. And if all works out well, then you should see my PowerPoint presentation. And we have also those short clips. So let's start with a short introduction for our Healy webinar. Yeah, frequencies for life. That's what this company is all about. And frequencies go in all directions. We did a coaching earlier this evening or morning for you guys. And we explained that it goes not only financially, but also spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. In every area of life, frequencies go. So if you want to get more out of life, also financially, you have to get your frequencies better. And there is a way to do it, and we try to help you with that way. We're going to talk about the compensation plan today. This guy you probably already know because he introduced himself to you. And let's start with our Healy editions. As we are here on this call, I think everybody is a Healy member or should be a Healy member. So you know about the editions because you bought one. But let me give you hopefully some tips to get more out of those editions, because what I hear sometimes in the field is that people have a difficulty asking people for a bigger package before, for example, our resonance. And this means there is a little blockade within you that makes that you are maybe afraid or a little hesitant to ask people for a certain amount of money. But it has to do with your own conviction. If your conviction is that Healy is a really, really good product, you should not have any problem with asking people for $2,500. I just make the round numbers. Because I think $2,500 for a Healy resonance is way too cheap. That's my conviction. It's way too cheap for what you get for it. But it's the price that the company set, so we have to deal with it. So how can it be that I think it's way too cheap and some people think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money? See, there is a difference in mindset. And it has to do with, for example, to give you a background, in my first network marketing company, and that's 13 years ago, you could start with either $5,000 worth of product, 40,000, 200,000, or 400,000. That's how I started in network marketing. I started with $40,000 of product, nutritional supplements, 13 years ago. Can you imagine that? See? So in that way, they talked to me because I was an entrepreneur. I have a background as an architect and a real estate developer. And they talked with me business-wise. And they explained to me what network marketing could do for me. I was looking for more time freedom. I had the money, but not the time. See, other people have the time, but not the money. But in my case, it was the other way around. So they talked to me in a good way. And I figured, you know, $40,000 to get my freedom back and more time. Hey, that's a steal. I need to do that. The only problem was I didn't have 40,000. So I had a little bit of it, but not all of it. So because I felt that what was presented to me was worth the price, I figured out a way to get the rest of the money so I could start with $40,000. And to me, it was a no-brainer. You know, if I buy a plot for building whatever, apartments or a fabric or whatever, you know, I need to go to the bank anyway to borrow money. So for me, it was not so difficult. Not so difficult in the sense of making that decision. See, and now, because those were other times, I will grant you that, but I just give it to you as an example. Now I think $2,500 for an Healy residence, man, that's a steal. See, and that's the difference. I am totally convinced that every penny of that $2,500 is worth it. And how did I get that conviction? Well, not from day one. I have to be honest with you, because when I started 2 years ago and I saw Healy for the first time, I was intrigued by the fact of frequencies in network marketing, because that was never done before. But I didn't have no clue about what frequencies are, how frequencies work. Hey, I'm an architect and I worked for 11 years with nutritional supplements, totally different game. But as I got to Healy and I tried it for myself, I noticed as one of the few products in network marketing that I ever had that it worked on me, so that was good. And I saw immediately in my surroundings and with other people that they had amazing results with the Healy. So for me, it was very quickly, very clear, wow, we have gold in our hands here. If we do this the right way, we really have gold in our hands. And I learned also from my mentor that you have to be willing to ask for the money. Because where is the money? The money is in other people's pockets. That's how he taught me. So he learned me a little trick. You have to have in your head, he said to me, you have my money, I have your product, we need to talk. So I will repeat that. You have my money, I have your product, we need to talk. So of course you cannot say that to people, but that's what I had that is what I have in my head when I talk with people. You have my money, I have your product. We need to talk, we need to make an exchange. See? And if people say no, I'm not offended, because they don't say no to me, they say no to the offer that I bring. And I think, okay, that's a pity for you, not for me. I know what you're missing out on, so more your loss than my loss. So we need to try, because it's not going to work from the first time probably, but to open up a little bit. And, if we are convinced that people really want Healy, so that means we need to have a talk. That's another training. I'm not going to do that today, to find out what is the real need of that person. But if that person says to you, hey, I want to build Healy big because I have big vision with Healy, what I'm going to do, then it makes no more sense to me than you're going to start with $2,500. How can you say to me, I want to open up a new country, I want to open up a new area, I want to open up whatever, and I start with 500? See, that's a little bit crazy in my ears. On the other hand, somebody is, I hear myself twice now, not anymore. So if on the other hand, somebody says, you know, I just want to have the Healy because I want to see what it does for my health in certain areas, then for all I know, that person doesn't necessarily need to start with 2,500. You know, maybe then a 500 package is good, or maybe the 1,000, depending on what programs that person needs to use, but that's good too. So it always depends on what that other person is telling you where he wants to go. And then, of course, you know, the Healy Holistic Health Plus would be a good alternative if the resonance is not working for some reason, because at least you have then all the programs available for yourself, or if you want to work with the Healy and other people, then you have all other programs available so that at least you can do whatever is needed with that person. Another thing that I've learned is that it's easier to start high and then maybe scale back to a level what that person can do, than to start low and then try to get that person up to a higher level. That's much more difficult. So all I want to say with this is try to be more open if you are the person, because I know some people on this call will have that. Other people say, well, I have no problem, you know, whatever. Then I'm not talking to you right now, but I'm talking to the people that say, I sometimes have a little bit of difficulty, you know, with that bigger package. And no, don't be afraid. It's their decision to do it. And if we are totally convinced that every penny is worth, then there is no problem. Good. Some people don't know. And for them, I tell you now that all the groups that we have individually, you can buy them as well. This will change in the future because Healy is working on a new Healy 2.0. So we're going to restructure the company. But for now, those program groups are still available to buy. So if somebody says, you know, I want to have a Healy Gold, but a Healy Holistic Health is way too much, but I would rather have 1 or 2 extra program groups, then know that that person can buy those program groups separately. And you see here the prices and the points that they will get for the compensation plan, but mainly the prices. So we call that in sales an upsell, right? Like you go to the gas station and they say, hey, we got today 1 cola, get 1 free. Or, you know, we got 1 chewing gum and get 6 free, whatever. So we can do that upsell as well. And, you know, if more of us would do that, that in itself would mean a larger volume, right? Because one person selling one program, okay. But if we got thousands of people upselling 1 or 2 extra programs, can you imagine what volume that would be? You get paid on that, everybody get paid on that. So I think that's a great way. So just know that we have this. If you don't have this slide, it should be in your back office. Otherwise, I will provide the slide. Just send me a message. Then what Healy is going to improve in the next months is that we want to grow from what we now are, more or less a direct selling company, to a network marketing company. Because what makes a network marketing company is when you have recurring volume, repeat sales. So basically we don't have that so much because we sell a Healy to a person, and for some that's it, and then that's it. For other people, we have the digital nutrition and the search app and the watch app that we can sell, and we have also now for animals the application. And this is what we will extend and in the future for everyone, because we're going to have a personal qualification, not now, but in a few months. And you can reach that qualification through all the subscriptions that we will have. We have also the bioenergetic subscription right now. So the company will expand all those subscriptions so that the price of the Healy will get lower, and we get a broader range of subscriptions for people to choose from. So that means that it will be more accessible for people to come into Healy, and people spend perhaps per person less, but we will have more people. So in the end, it will mean that we have a bigger volume. And from that bigger volume, everybody will benefit. So this is not there yet. This is a glimpse into the future. But already now we have those subscriptions that we can use. And yes, I know that if you are already a little bit longer in this company, that we have some challenges with those subscriptions. But the company is working on that and improving day by day. I see new improvements coming. So on that way, they are also doing the right stuff to make it better for everybody. And just bear in mind, this company is barely 24 months old. So it's basically still a baby company, but we exploded in volume last year. So that makes it sometimes a little bit difficult because people think we are an established, well-running company, but we are still a baby. So we need to figure out a way, and the company needs to figure out a way to manage all of that. And yeah, sometimes that gives some challenges that we have, yes. But it's all part of the game. There's nothing really spectacular there. I know in America, the culture is sometimes a little bit different because you are Amazon people. So you know that service level of Amazon and you know the speed of Amazon. And that's something that Healy just cannot provide at this moment. We will have that in the future, but not at this moment. So yeah, we have to give the company a little bit more slack on that. You can buy it in the bundles, of course. You know that gives you a benefit for the first 3 months. After that, it will go to the normal subscription price. So also for new people, this is a great way to get to know the subscriptions and test them, try them for themselves. And if they like them, probably they will stay on them. If they don't like them, then the subscription is canceled, and that's what it is. So let's look at our compensation plan. First of all, for the new people, understand that we have two values in network marketing. We have a currency value, in your case, of course, in US dollars, but we have also a point value. And this is very, very important because the point value is what we have to look at. Because if we look at the currency value, then we get crazy because you guys calculate in US dollars. In Canada, they do Canadian dollars. We do it in euros. In Japan, they do it in yen. In India, they do it in rupee. So if you work internationally like me, I'm in over 30 countries, then you get crazy. So that's why we have that point value, and that point value is the same wherever you go in the world. So I know that a Healy Gold, for example, is in your country, like it says, $470 and 250 points. But for India, for example, it is almost 42,000 rupees. So a totally different number, but still 250 points. So that makes it much more easy to compare and see what kind of volume have I done, what do I get paid, because we get paid on the point volume and not on the currency volume. For people who are longer in network marketing, this is normal, but maybe for people who are new, they have to know that we get paid on the point value. So know that these two differences are there. You see here the slide, make a screenshot, take a picture, whatever, or look in your back office, there it is too. And there you see, not yet the animal, so I have to need to update the presentation. But you see what kind of values we have with each package or each product. When we have customers, and this is really important because especially in the United States, we have to deal with an organization called the FTC. And those boys and girls really want to see customers. And they define a customer as a person who buys a product at a company and has nothing to do with the network in itself. So basically, we are customers as well because we bought all the product with Healy. So basically, we are customers. But in terms of the FTC, we are not considered a customer. A customer is somebody who just buys the product, enjoys the product, and that's it. Has nothing to do with the network. So Healy is really an exception to the rule because we have a 96% customer satisfaction, which is absolutely high in the industry. And this is what is working in our favor. So if you have a customer, then chances are, or you have multiple customers, then chances are, based on the satisfaction of the customer, that that person will refer Healy to another person in his network, because that's what people do. If they are satisfied about something, they talk. If they are dissatisfied at something, they talk more. That's how it works. But if a satisfied customer talks to people in the network and refers them to Healy, then we have some rules how this is being handled in our compensation plan. So if you have a personally enrolled customer, then you get 100% of the points and therefore also 100% of the commission that goes with it. Of course, you enrolled that person. If your customer enrolls another customer, then the customer doesn't get paid for that, because the customer can never get money. But that customer gets so-called loyalty points. So he can save those points to a certain level, and with those points, he can buy other Healy products. So that can be another group, as I just showed you, or do an upgrade in an edition, or buy a watch, or whatever. If he saved enough money, if he saved enough points, then he can, buy whatever product he wants. He can never transfer those loyalty points into cash money. That's not an option. So that's what the customer gets for enrolling or referring another person to Healy. And this is a great way, because people like that. If they know that they get something for an action, they will more likely do the action. And when they are satisfied, it goes twice as fast. For you, it means when you get a second level customer, you get 50% of the point value and therefore also 50% of the commission. If that second customer enrolls somebody, then you don't get paid anymore by the company. So the company pays out on two levels when it comes to customers. First level customers, 100%. Second level customers, 50%. Third level customers, 0%. So this is a great way and an incentive to say to people, hey, if you are satisfied about the Healy and you refer a Healy to another person, you get loyalty points, save them up, you can buy additional points with Healy. So that's a great incentive for them. That's how we work with customers. Then we have our Healy Fast Start promotion. And I think this is one of the keys to the success that we have in Healy. Because what Healy does is, if you start with whatever edition, if you bring 3 people or more in your first 30 days after you signed up, so not when you receive the product, but after you signed up, you get rewarded. So if you started with a Healy Gold, for example, you bring 3 people in the first 30 days, you get an upgrade to Healy Holistic Health by the company. So let's think about that for a minute, what that means. You invested 500 euros in your health for buying a Healy, and Healy matches that with another 500 euros to upgrade you to a Healy Health, Holistic Health. How many companies in network marketing do you know that match with only 3 people your investment and double it? Don't know. I don't know. So this is awesome in itself, but they don't stop. If you bring 6 people in the first 30 days, you get another upgrade. So if you started with Gold, with 3, you get an upgrade to Holistic Health. And with 6 people, you get an upgrade to Healy Holistic Health Plus. So then you get another 500 euros upgraded. So 1,000 in total. You invested 500. The company matches it with 1,000 euros or dollars worth in product. Not in cash, but in worth product. And even with 9 people, you get another upgrade. So if you started with Gold, with 3 you went to Holistic Health, with 6 you went to Holistic Health Plus, And with 9, you even go to resonance in the first 30 days. So with a little bit of effort in the first 30 days, you can accomplish great things, because if you reach that, you invested only $500, and after 30 days you have products in worth of 2,500. So that's 2,000 worth of upgrades. Show me one network marketing company in the world that quadruples your investment in 30 days. So that's quite a unique selling point, right? Especially with people that are familiar with network marketing, they will say that's not possible. Well, it is. We do it. And it gets more crazy. If you introduce 12 people, you even get a second Healy Resonance for free. Hello, ding dong. Are we awake, USA? So I know not everybody will sponsor 12 people personally in the first 30 days, but you can try. I would. Why not? Because then you get another value, 2,500 from the company. So 4,500 in total in the first 30 days. Come on. So some people say, yeah, that's cool. But if I start with a resonance, what do I get? Well, if you start with a resonance, which would be a good choice, and you introduce only 3 people in the first 30 days, you already get then your second Healy Resonance for free. So that's also pretty cool, right? Only 3 people, bang, 2,500 in value from the company. And this is so important, because if new people come into a business in network marketing, and you can show them in the first 14 to 30 days that the system works, they stay so much longer into your organization, because probably nobody will stay forever. So they come and they go. That's just a fact in network marketing. But we have numbers that if you give people a result in the first 14 to 30 days, that they stay about 560% longer in your organization than somebody who doesn't. Okay, that's quite interesting to know, I think. So this Healy Fast Start promotion is really valuable, and it's also meant to speed up the process, because you've heard me say it, if you are a little bit longer with me, that people make it most of the time more difficult to build a network marketing company than it needs to be, because they start too slow. Success loves speed. We all know that phrase. So that's why this Fast Start option is there, to incentivize people to make a quick move, because it works positively in every way. It's just that we as members also need to understand why this is like it is. So is to help people make their start easier. If they see results, they stay longer. And of course, the company has volume. Of course, they need to live as well. But that's a good thing if it goes hand in hand. Then we have a Fast Start Gold, which I'm not a fan of personally, but it's a legal option that the company has to provide an option to start without a purchase. And that sounds cool, because, then we can say some people who don't have the money, etc. But the honest reality is that about 98 to 99% of the people who choose this route fail in it. Because it says in the first 30 days, you have to introduce at least 3 people with an Healy Holistic Health. And this is very difficult, because if you don't have a Healy yourself, if you never tried a Healy, you don't know what it is, what it does, and you try to sell that to another person, people are not stupid. So it's really, really hard. Okay, 1 or 2 may be the exception to the rule, but in general, it's not so working. So that's why I'm not a fan for it. I will not promote it. I have to show it to you because it's a legal thing, but that's about it. Then if we look at our compensation plan, the whole reason, and that's what you hear when I do a presentation, why we do network marketing, is one of the things is create multiple streams of income. Because if you have one stream of income in these days, it's like playing Russian roulette. We saw that with the whole COVID-19 situation. People lost their job, people lost their business, and many, many more people will lose their job or business in the next months. And almost immediately they get into financial troubles. And this should not be like that. So if you can create multiple streams of income, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And in Healy, you have an option to create multiple streams of income like you see here. And I will go through them with you to show you, mainly for the new people, how it works. So the direct bonus works as followed. Whatever your new member or customer buys for an edition, you get the value of that package in a margin. So if somebody starts with an Healy Resonance, you get 40% on the point value of a resonance. The point value I showed you was 1,250. So 40% of that is 500 euros to be converted into US dollars in your case. If somebody starts with a Healy Gold, then you get 30% of the point value of Healy Gold. We saw that 250 points. So 30% of 250 points is 75 euros to be converted into US dollars. That's how it works for you guys. For people in the rest of the world, it works a little bit different because the US has its own sets of legal rules. In the rest of the world, you get the percentage based on the package you bought. So if you bought a resonance, then for life, you get 40% on every sale. If you started with a gold, you get 30% on every sale. If you do an upgrade, you get the value of the upgrade. So we have to distinguish the difference between the United States on this point and the rest of the world. So an Healy Gold gives you 30%. And Healy Holistic Health gives you 33%. And Healy Holistic Health Plus gives you 36% margin on first orders. And then Healy Resonance gives you 40% on every first order. And that 36 and 40% are relatively high margins because most companies in network marketing, they pay out maximum 35%. So here, Healy goes to 36 and even 40%. So people who know network marketing, maybe were in other companies, they will recognize, whoa, 40%, that's high. Yes, that's high. And again, it's that if people start with a resonance and they sell something, that they immediately see a decent amount of money in return. So that's what the company is aiming to do. Then we have our dual bonus. This is our binary structure in our hybrid system. So we have part binary, part unilevel. And in the binary structure, you build basically two teams. Therefore, you have to introduce at least two people yourself. And once you did that, we're going to build under those two people the whole structure by new people coming in, by people doing upgrades. Whatever brings volume is what the computer will calculate. So we work in a cycle, and a cycle means from the first day of the month to the last day of the month, the computer will calculate that total volume. And here you see two examples. On the left, if the left team does 10,000 points, the right team does 7,000 points, then the computer is programmed that he looks at the lesser of the two legs. So in this example would be the right team, because that's 7,000. And then he pays out 15% on that 7,000 points, minus the already been paid out direct bonus. Because otherwise you get another 15% paid on something that already has been paid out. So that's not so good for the company long term. So effectively, I always say to people, calculate 10% netto. So that means if it was on the 7,000 points, you can calculate 10%. It will be around 7,000 euros that you get paid out in a direct bonus to be converted to US dollars in your case. On the right side, you see another example, they flipped it. The left team does 5,000, the right team does 15,000. So that means the lesser leg in this example is the left leg. You get paid 15% brutto, but it's 10% netto because the direct bonus is being deducted. So you can calculate, you get around 500 euros to be calculated into, converted into US dollars. So there is still a difference left, which is not being paid on yet. So on the left side is 3,000 points because from the 10,000 they deduct the 7,000, then 3,000 are left. And that's what you take with you to the next month. We call that carryover volume. So in the next month, you start with your left team on 3,000 and your right team on 0 in the first example. In the second example, they will deduct the 5,000 from the 15, means that on the right team, 10,000 volume, carryover volume is there. So in the next month, you start with 10,000 on your right team and 0 on your left team. And they do this to stimulate us to work in the next month more on that team that is on 0 to try to balance out the two as much as you can. That will never happen in reality that you can max it out 100%, but do the best you can. Also in the beginning when you're new, in months, it can flip. So 1 month, the left team is your lesser leg, and then in the other month, your right team is the lesser leg. If that happens, no worries. That can happen, it's nothing strange. You will see over time that one of the two legs will eventually be stronger than the other one, and then it's more or less settled. That's how a binary structure works. Then we have a so-called matching bonus, and the matching bonus is calculated on the payout checks of your direct team partners in the dual bonus. So for example, let's say you introduce me to Healy and you help me this month to earn 1,000 euros, let's say the euros, in the dual bonus. You introduce me yourself, so I'm on your first level. So you get paid 10% matching bonus on my 1,000 euros. That would be 100 euros to be converted into US dollars. If I was not on your first level, but on your second or third or fourth level, then probably you get paid 5% on my 1,000 euros. That would be 50 euros to be converted into US dollars. That may not sound so much, but this is the uni-level part. Of course, you can introduce more than 2 people, and in the binary structure, the other people will come somewhere in the structure below. But in the uni level, we can see them all on one line. That's a different view in your back office, so we can see all the people that you introduce on your first level. So that can be 10 people or 50 people or 100 people. I don't know. But you get paid 4 levels deep. So let's say you introduce 50 people yourself, first line, and we duplicate that over 4 levels. About on how many people are we talking then? Well, maybe hundreds or even thousands over time. So if you get a small payment over hundreds or thousands of people over time, I think that's a pretty nice income. And I know from what I get that it is really nice. So I try to put that in a little graphic on the right side. Hope it clarifies something for you. So you see person A, B, C, D, and E are the 5 people that you introduced yourself. And person A already introduced people on your second level and third level. Person B introduced people on your second, third, fourth, and fifth level. Person C introduced only people on your second level, etc. So we get paid 4 levels deep. That's what the matching bonus said. So that's why you see that magenta dotted line. So basically on the people in with person B and with person E on the 5th and 6th level, you don't get the matching bonus anymore. One exception, That's why we have a compressed system. So they use compression. That is, if in one of those 4 levels above that, somebody is not active, has not an active status, then the computer will compress everybody under that person 1 level up. So that can mean that you still get paid on people on your 5th level. Or if 2 people are not active, that you get paid on your 6th level. So we don't want, because I'm a Dutch guy, we don't want a Dutch cheese, cheese with all those holes. That's not what we want in network marketing. So we want to compress it so that you get the maximum out of what is there in your structure. That's how the matching bonus works. In order to get the matching bonus and the dual bonus that I just explained, there is one condition, and I will one qualification, and I will show you that qualification in a minute. Then we have the mobility bonus, meaning that if you hold a certain rank in our compensation plan for 2 months in a row, every time you do that, you get a certain bonus that is connected to that rank. So let's say you are a senior manager 2 months in a row, then you get an additional bonus of $300. You do it another 2 months, senior manager, you get again $300. Or any other of the ranks that you see here in the schedule. And this is not the biggest amount of money, but I think all small bits help. And it's meant to support you a little bit in building your business. Because if you get higher into the ranks, it means automatically that your team grows bigger. So probably you, in a normal situation, are going to rent a room for a meeting, or you're going to travel. So you have a plane cost and you have a hotel cost. So with that amount of money, you can offset those costs a little bit. So that's why the mobility bonus is there. Then we have a rank achievement bonus. Every time when you hit a new rank, in the following month, you get a bonus connected to hitting that rank. So when you become a manager in a certain month, in the next month, you get an extra bonus of $500 because you hit the rank of manager. One-time bonus. So if you become a senior director, you get a bonus of $10,000. If you become senior vice president, $50,000, and it goes all the way up to $250,000 if you become a senior president. And I think that's pretty serious money, right? $250,000. And if you calculate everything that you can get in the rank achievement bonus, we're talking about over $450,000 in total. So I'm going to show you how I look at that. I don't look so much at the $250. I don't also look at the $100. I look at it, okay, $450. Let's say that I give myself 5 years time to reach senior president, which is, I think, doable. Then I picked up along the way all those $450,000 in bonus. So on average, that's $90,000 in bonus per year extra. You don't have to answer me, but how many of you earn in general $90,000 per year? Maybe some do, but I'm pretty sure the majority is not. And here it's an additional bonus. So I think pretty okay, right? And this is just one of the bonuses. So it's always plus, 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 plus. So that's why we want to create those multiple streams of income. And finally, we have the leadership bonus, meaning that the company sets aside 1% of the global sales volume, and that 1% is divided between everybody with the rank of director and higher. So all directors divide 25% of that 1%. All presidents divide 10% of that 1%. So you all know last year we did 110 million euros in sales. So 1% is 1.1 million. And that 1.1 million was divided by all people of director and higher. So that was a nice extra. So all I can say is try to get to director as quickly as you can, because then you start sharing in that pool, and then you also are more likely to help people who are maybe not in your payment structure, because people always ask me, Christian, why are you helping people who are not in your payment structure? Well, I got a small portion of those people as well through the leadership bonus. That's why. Pretty easy, right? So how to build your business with Healy? First, let's look at the ranks and the titles that we have, because this is what you see in the presentation. An overview of the names of the titles that we have. So everybody starts out as a member, then becomes a builder, team leader, etc. And you grow all the way to senior president if you want to. Some people don't have that ambition. Other people are dying to get there. So it depends on your own ambition. That's okay. So what do we have to do to become a member? Well, that's relatively easy. A member is a person that purchased a Healy product and said to the company, I want to benefit from the compensation plan as well. So now you know the difference between a customer and a member, because a customer is somebody that chooses not to benefit from the compensation plan, just wants to have the product, maybe refer it, get loyalty points, but that's it. A member, however, is somebody that wants to enjoy the product too, but also wants to benefit from the compensation plan if he refers people to Healy. Then the second rank is called builder. And builder is a very important rank, because in order to get paid on your dual bonus and matching bonus every month, you have to qualify as a builder. So that's why we emphasize on everybody becoming a builder every month, because then you get your money. If you don't qualify, you don't get your money. So that's not a good thing. So what do you need to do to become a builder? Well, in the first time qualification, you need to introduce personally somebody in your left leg, somebody in your right leg as a member, and the total volume needs to be 600 points. So you need to be careful, because if you introduce two people with a gold edition, and we learned that a gold edition is 250 points, 2 times 250 is 500. So you will not qualify as a builder in that case. So something extra needs to happen for that. So maybe somebody needs to start with a higher package, or you need to do something yourself, whatever it is, but you need to have 600 points. Then you need to re-qualify every time, and that probably means every month, if you want to get paid out on your dual bonus and matching bonus. So then it means that the computer wants to see every month a new person in your left leg and a new person in your right leg. However, that new person doesn't necessarily need to be brought by you. If some of your existing team members introduce somebody left and right, that is okay too. Plus, the total volume in the team needs to be 600 points. So it's really important that we understand this, because it would be a shame that you don't get your money that you think that you are entitled to, right? So every month, first qualification, you bring one left, one right, total volume 600 points. Requalification, somebody, so you or one of the existing team members bring somebody new left and somebody new right, and the total volume again needs to be 600 points. So mark that, and I'm going to show you a way how to create builders every month after the ranks that I go through. So the next rank to achieve is the rank of team leader. And in order to become a team leader, the computer wants to see one builder in your left leg and one builder in your right leg. And one of the two can also come from something called overspill. What is overspill? In the binary structure, if somebody above you wants to place somebody left or right, and you are on the left as an example, then he can place that person somewhere in your structure beneath you. So the point value calculates towards your point value for the binary structure. So that means that your upline, people above you, can help you a little bit in building one of your two legs. If you are lucky and you have a very active upline, then you could benefit that greatly. If you are not so lucky and maybe your upline is not so active, well, maybe you don't get so much. That is possible. However, the computer says one active builder left, one active builder right. One of the two can come from overspill, but in any case, the total volume needs to be 2,500 points in the cycle. And the cycle is first of the month to the last of the month. Then the next rank is senior team leader. And for senior team leader, the computer wants to see one personally sponsored team leader on the left and one personally sponsored team leader on the right. One of the two, again, can come from overspill. And the total volume needs to be 5,000 points in the cycle. So first of the month, last of the month. The fifth rank is the rank of manager. And to become a manager, the computer wants to see one personally sponsored senior team leader in your left leg, one personally sponsored senior team leader in your right leg. One of the two can come from overspill. And the total volume needs to be 12,500 points in the cycle. The sixth rank, senior manager. For that, the computer wants to see one personally sponsored manager in your left leg, one personally sponsored manager in your right leg. Again, one of the two can come from overspill, and the total volume needs to be 25,000 points in the cycle. So from the first of the month to the last of the month. And the last rank that I will explicitly show is the rank of director. And in order to become a director, the computer wants to see one personally sponsored senior manager in your left leg, one personally sponsored senior manager in your right leg. One of the two can come from overspill, and the total volume needs to be 50,000 points. Then, of course, we have more ranks like senior director, vice president, senior vice president, president, and senior president. And for those ranks, more or less the same criteria. The higher you get, there's also some extra what you need to do. But for most of you, director is the highest rank that they are aiming for right now. And once you are a director and know how the system works, then you also logically can identify what you need to do for the higher ranks. So we want to give you a system to build your business in the most easy way possible. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's the most easy way possible. We call that a 5-step program for the people who are new. And in the 5-step program, the first step is that we say use your Healy daily. Why? First of all, because we want you to become a product of the product. We want that if you talk about Healy, something changes in your face. Just like if you talk about your children or your grandchildren, if you have them, then most likely I see a change in your face. And we want to have the same effect when you talk about Healy. The only way we can do that is if you are a satisfied user of the Healy. How do you become a satisfied user of the Healy? By using the Healy, of course. So that's why we say step 1, use the Healy yourself. Step 2 is let people sample the Healy or refer them to an information page on, for example, Facebook. Most powerful is to let people test the Healy themselves, because then they can feel on their body what the Healy does to them. That's by far the best option. But I can imagine United States is a big country. If you live in California and you know somebody in New York, it's hard to fly over, especially with COVID, to test the Healy for an hour. That's not so realistic. So therefore, we got some information pages on Facebook. So you can send the person there to get the information. And we can say to them, buy the Healy. You got a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you tried it for 14 days and for whatever reason you don't like what you got, send it back to the company, you get your money back, and that's it. And this is the magic formula. because this is what people always ask me. Say, Christian, CJ, can you give us a magic formula? This is it. Use a product, show people that something happens in your eyes, in your face when you talk about it, and let people test it. That's it. And if you do that, you will create customers. It's next to impossible to not create customers if you do step 1 and 2 consistently. Listen to what I say, consistently every day for a longer period of time. And then I'm talking minimum 3 to 6 months. Because sometimes when I do this presentation, after 2 weeks, somebody comes to me and said, Christian, I did exactly what you told me for 2 weeks, nothing happened. Well, that may or may not be true, but I said do it for 3 to 6 months consistently. And you cannot come back to me and say, I did it for 3 months consistently and nothing happened. It's just simply not possible. And now it's up to you what you do with that information. Do you think, well, let that crazy Dutch guy just talk and I do it my own way? Well, that's fine. If you have results with that, I have no problem with that. But if you have no results or you're looking for better results, I know for 100% sure that this is working. So now it's up to you what you do with it. Step 4, you can start duplicating your time and efforts by finding and introducing new people to Healy who want to work in the same way we do. What is that way? Use the Healy Daily, let people sample it or refer them to a Facebook page, create their own customers, and then build their own team. That's how we do it. Duplication. And step 5, there it is. If you find a new member, duplicate these 5 steps with each new member. And this has led for me to become one of the top people in every company that I was in, 5 in total, always in the highest ranks, because I learned this in my first company from somebody who was very successful in network marketing. At first, I didn't want to do it. I have to be honest with you. I think this is stupid, these 5 steps. But then I had no result. And he said, Christian, what do you want to do? Do you want to make money or do you want to keep making excuses? Money. Well, he said, then start doing this. And I never stopped since. So it's up to you what you do with it. You're an independent business owner. We cannot force you to do it. But if you are struggling, if you are looking for better results, my best advice for you is to start doing this consistently, daily, for at least 3 to 6 months. So I promised you a way how we can create builders, because we learn now that builder is a very important rank in our compensation plan. So that's why we developed this roadmap, if you will, how you can create builders so that everybody's qualified, everybody get paid, and together you grow. So it starts with you. And what we want to do is first get 1, 2, or 3 customers into your business. Step 3, remember from the 5 steps. And those customers need to be responsible for at least 100 points per month. Probably they will be responsible for more, but at least 100 points. Once we have those 1, 2, 3 customers in your business, we're going to look for new members in your business. And they need to start with at least a gold pack. Probably they will start with a higher package, but at least a gold pack. Why? Because 2 times 250 is 500, plus the 100 points from the customers means that you have 600 points in your structure, plus 2 members, and that qualifies you as a builder. And that's what we wanted, right? So mission accomplished. Now we go to the next phase, and our starting position is not only you, but you with your 2 customers and the 2 people that you introduced. So what we want to do now is focus on those 2 members that got in new. We're going to help them get in their first 1, 2, 3 customers with at least 100 points per month. We help those 2 people get their first 2 members into the system with at least a gold package. Higher is okay, but at least a gold package, so that there is a minimum of 600 points in their system, which qualifies them to become a builder, and it requalifies you as a builder again. So everybody gets paid what he is entitled to. In the next phase, phase 3, my starting position is now that you are there with 2 customers, your first 2 members and their 2 customers or 3, and the 4 newest members. And I want everybody to focus and help those 4 newest members to get their first 1, 2, 3 customers with at least 100 points per month. Then we help each of them, all 4, to get the first 2 members into their system with at least a gold pack, 250 points. Meaning that there is another 600 points in each of their businesses, which qualifies them as a builder. That requalifies the first 2 members as a builder, and there goes about 2,700 points to the market. So it means that you become a team leader, because team leader meant 2,500 points, right? We saw that earlier. So this is kind of a roadmap for you how to build your structure. Because what happens most of the time is that people start, they don't have a real plan on how to build it. So based on enthusiasm, they introduce 1 or 2 people, then it becomes quiet. After 3 months, maybe 1 or 2 people, and after 6 months, we have 5 people in the system. That is not how you build network marketing. That is not how you create momentum. So what I learned from my mentor is not to build with onesies and twosies. So that means not with 1 here, 1 there, 2 there, here, 1 there. So this is a system I learned already more than 10 years ago. And this is how I build my businesses all around the world. I try to find 2 people that I help build a small team of about 14 people, and everybody qualifies for the lower ranks. So everybody is making money, and they push you up to the higher ranks. And you do that over the first 3 levels. And the 4th level should be the responsibility of somebody in those 3 levels and not yours anymore. Because you want to play yourself free to find another 2 people and do it again. Then also create a small team again and do it again. So if you are starting, you can see that locally in your city perhaps. So in 1 quarter of town or in another quarter of town, if you look at it a little bit bigger, you find 2 people in 1 city, then you find 2 people in another city, you build it up to 14, 15 people, you build it up to 14, 50 people, you go to the next city. Or if you want to see it bigger, you find 2 people in 1 state, then you find 2 people in another state, you build it up to 14, 15 people, you build it up to 40, 50 people, let them go, make that it runs by himself and go to the next state. Or to the Super League, you do it in countries. You find two people in 1 country, 2 people in another country, you build it up to 40, 15 people, you build it up to 40, 50 people, and you go to the next country. That's how I build my business. And this is something that everybody can do. This is not rocket science. You don't have to be a professor to do this. Basically, everybody can do this with the 5 steps that I already explained. So probably what's going to happen is that it will be better than I show here. But I think nobody will be angry with me if it goes better than what I show here, right? Probably you will get angry with me when it goes worse, but better is always okay. So this is a roadmap. Preferably, you would be able to oversee this whole situation in your back office. But we know that the back office of Healy is not yet the best back office that we could wish for. They are working hard on it. We get a very nice back office. I know because, I talk to the company on a daily basis, but it's not there yet. On the other hand, we are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs solve problems for a profit. So I solved the problem. Back office is not showing what I want. So I made this one, you can make a screenshot of it. You can write it down on a piece of paper. And with each position, you fill in a name. Who are your first 2 people? Who are the 4 below that? Who are the 8 below that? You call them. You say, hey, what kind of volume did you do this week? You write it down. After 4 weeks, you add it up and you know what volume has been done. So this is really old school, right? But sometimes old school works better than modern technology. So that's what we as entrepreneurs do, solve the problem. And I solve the problem. And hopefully you take it to heart and run with the system and see how it works for you. So once you become the team leader in this situation, then probably you're going to look up in the compensation plan, what other ranks can I achieve? Well, I said maybe it's a good idea to become a director as quickly as possible, because then you're going to share in that leadership pool, etc. But how do you become a director? Well, in order to become a director, we just showed you, you need to do 50,000 points in a cycle. And you have to have 2 senior managers personally sponsored. One can come from overspill, but I just assume you do it yourself. So 2. What does it take to become a senior manager? Well, 25,000 points and 2 managers personally sponsored, left and right. One can come from overspill, but again, I take it that you do it by yourself. What does it take to become a manager? Well, 12,500 points plus 3 senior team leaders, because 1 is 5,000, 2 is 10, that's not enough. So it has to be 3. What does it take to become a senior team leader? Well, 2 team leaders with each 2,500 points. And how do you become a team leader? Well, that's what I showed you in the previous slide with 14 builders, right? So now you can make a screenshot again, make a picture, whatever. And now you have a roadmap on how to become director, or how to become a senior team leader, or how to become a manager, whatever rank you're aiming for. You see it here on the screen and you know what to do. And again, it would be nice if we saw it in the back office, but we don't. So you can just write it down on a piece of paper. With each position, you write the name of the people in your structure, you call them and you say, hey, what kind of volume did you do this week? Write it down. After 4 weeks, you add it up and you have the monthly volume and you see whether you are aiming for your target, yes or no. See, that's how it works. So I hope that this benefits you, so that you have now a clear vision on, or a plan on what you need to do. And now it's up to you to execute that plan, because plans are good, but if you don't execute them, they are worthless. So execute the plan. 5-step program, how to make builders, and see how your business explodes. Find 2 people in an area, develop that team of 2 to 14, 15 people, then go to another area, find 2 people, develop it to 14, 15 people, and then let those cells, if you will, run by themselves. That's how you do it. So we have a currently worldwide promotion with Healy. And let me see, this was not the right one. I got them not okay. Oh, I did not open them probably. Yes, see, that's the problem. So we have actually 2 promotions going on right now. The first of them is the Healy World Pioneer Promotion. And this is something really great, guys, because everybody who starts in Healy gets a fast start period of 30 days. I think we know that, right? But because of the issues and the challenges that were there last year, the company decided to give everybody a new fast start period. So they call it the Pioneer Promotion. But basically what it is that everybody who came into Healy in 2019, 2020, and even for the people in January 2021, we give them a new fast start period. Starting on February 1st running to March 2nd. Really important. So basically it's the same as the fast start that you know. So if you bring in 3 people, you get an upgrade. If you bring 6 people, you get a second upgrade. If you bring 9 people, you get another upgrade. So that's pretty easy. But some of you already are on resonance, probably. So if you bring in 3 people, they do something different. If you bring in 3 people who buy in Healy, you get another Healy with a holistic health for free. If you bring in 6 people, you get a second Healy with a holistic health plus for free. And if you bring in 9 people in that fast start period from the 1st of February to the 2nd of March, you get another Healy for free with a resonance on it. So you can earn 3 free Healys if you are already on resonance. So for the people who are not on resonance, you can get the upgrades. 3, you get 1 upgrade. 6, you get 1 upgrade. 9, you get 1 upgrade. But for the people who are already on resonance, they do something different. So you can get 3 additional Healys, which is, I think, a great opportunity for people. So this is for the existing members in Healy. So all I can say is take advantage of this opportunity, because that fast start, normally you get only 1. Now you are in the lucky position that you get 2 fast start periods. Some people see it as a sellout. That's not what it is. We are transiting in a new Healy 2.0. I already told you that. And in 2.0, some things will change. So the company gives everybody now a chance to benefit from the Healy 1.0, if you will. The other promotion is for new people. So we know that promotion. If you start and you want to start with a Healy Gold, you get upgraded to a Health Plus. In other words, you get a Health Plus version for the price of a Gold. Or you get a Healy Holistic Health Plus for the price of an Holistic Health. Or you get a Resonance for the price of a Healy Holistic Health Plus. So we know that promotion from the past. And this is a great way, because you know our plan with the 3 Healys, right? It's a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable. If you start with a resonance for yourself, let's say you do that, you pay now $1,500 instead of $2,500. So that's an advantage for you of $1,000, roughly. Then if you buy 3 Healy Golds, that has to be separate accounts. Listen good to what I say. It have to be separate accounts, separate email addresses, separate bank accounts. So you have to do something for it, but then you have 3 sample Healys. If you do that, they will get upgraded to an holistic health. So you pay $1,500 for the 3, but you get value of $3,000. And because of that, in the promotion, you get a free resonance. So that means that you pay $3,000 for 4 devices, but you get 5. And you get a value of $8,000 delivered. So we need to think really carefully, because this is an amazing promotion if you think about it. You pay $3,000 for 4 devices, but you get 5. And you get a value in product delivered of $8,000 approximately. These are the rough numbers. So think about this. Where do you see a company where you start and from day 1, you get a $5,000 surplus on top of your investment, and you did not do anything yet, really? So we need to max out this opportunity. If you are serious, this is an opportunity you cannot pass up. And like I said, everybody should see for themselves and decide what is good. I cannot see in your wallet. I don't know everybody's personal situation. But if there is a chance for you to do it, then I would advise you to do it. use those 3 or 4 Healys to build your business in the 5 steps bigger and faster. You can let 4 people a day or 3 people a day minimum test the Healy. If you do that consistently 5 days a week for 3 to 6 months, are you really going to tell me that, nothing happened? No, it's impossible. So I can only give you the information. That's what I did right now. And I hope that the information was clear and that you have some value from it. And this is the calculation through it, but that's what I already told you. This is a little bit too complicated. Of course, I have to show you the disclaimer that we cannot guarantee income. We cannot say that you will earn money, yes or no, because it's based on your own capacity, experience, and expertise. But I think with the help of us, with the team members, with the Zooms that we have, you have a real good opportunity to make something happen if this is really also your desire and ambition. If it's not a game, of course. I understand that. So you have the opportunity now to create a flying start. You can set yourself up for success. We saw it with people who did it in one of the promotions last year, and they went sky high. Of course, we don't have all the problems, luckily, that we have last year. So we should not get in troubles with logistics, etc. All those things are solved. So yeah, what can I say? I'm very, very happy with this promotion because it gives people the opportunity to grow faster. And yeah, it's up to you what you want to do with it. I think I'm done for today. I could talk for hours more, but let's call it a day.